All right, so we got to set up a business plan in the sense where if you do an interview, each cast is singled around that video, and then we add it in as a cut. We'll cut to that interview. Then when I finally find the software that we could use to do live ups, then you can live interview people, and I'll cut to you, like the news does.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble finding that software.
Oh, excuse me.
I really aren't looking, but you know, I'm trying.
Yo, somebody knows something. I'm telling you, man. I see these dudes do it all the time.
Yeah, I can do it. I gotta look for it.
I see them do it all the time on YouTube, and I don't know if they're actually. How do I put it? I don't know if they're actually streaming live from YouTube per se, or if they're streaming live from somewhere else and it's feeding through YouTube.
Well, there's a way to do it. It's an encoder that will allow you to feed a live stream through YouTube or a webcam.
Oh, right. That'll actually let you do the live stream from YouTube.
But
right?
only me.
Only you.
But the stream, I believe you can do full. I really have been looking into it like I should, in a sense, because we don't have an audience to.
Yeah. We don't really
look at 9 people.
Yeah.
So right now,
that's not
it's not a priority.
Yeah, it's not a priority.
Our content's more the priority.
Yes.
So now we have to pick a day that we're gonna upload. Always. That consistent day, that's when our followers are going to go. And even those who aren't following us will go looking that day, because we're getting more views than we got followers. So they may not subscribe, but they may be watching us. So we need to set a date so they know when to go. You know what I mean? And that's the day we cannot change. Now originally I was saying we got all week,
right,
essentially, to make the video and post it on the weekend. Or Monday, Tuesday, make a video, post it on Wednesday. Then between Wednesday and Friday, make another one and post it on Saturday or Sunday. So we get 2 videos in. But it has to be done. At least one has to be done by the day we pick. We could take all week to do the video and then post it here. So if we can't do it on Monday, we have to do something on Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday to have it up by one of these 2 days. So essentially, we don't need to do the interviews just yet, but if you got one, do it. I'm not gonna tell you not to. Give me that and then we'll work with it.
But for right now, maybe we should just focus on the content.
We'll just do the back and forth.
Yeah.
Where we'll go on Zoom, you join Zoom, and come into the circle, so to speak.
Pick the topic.
We'll pick a topic in advance, so we know where we're going, and we can always change it. Because like yesterday, we had 3 different topics.
Sure did.
But we started off with the main topic, which was so-called family. Then we went from so-called family to this nonsense of them trying to put our kids back in deadly school. Then we went into my rules. Then I gotta go back to that video and write the rules down like I said they were. And we gotta come up with the last 2 rules. Somebody's job, as they know, was supposed to come up with those 2 rules.
I'm gonna come up with them.
You're supposed to do it by the time I got here.
I told you some things happened this morning, okay?
That sounds like a bunch of excuses.
Look, things. So I woke up on the humbug like, oh, that's how we giving it up this morning.
now when it comes to you, being that you're going to be a guest, you will pick a day where you want to give that time.
Yes.
So we'll work that cast around you. The other cast, him and I could just bounce in. If you call us up like, yo, you doing one today? Because you know our schedule, you can join. Yes. It's not like you're not allowed, only D-Day.
Yes.
You can join whenever we put up a cast. So him and I have to pick a day where we're guaranteed to do it with or without you.
Yeah.
And then one day you want to do it, and that's the day we add you specifically and tailor it around your content.
Yes. And around your schedule.
Yeah. Our content
I know you be on the
is something you can add to. Once you like, oh, you guys doing it on Wednesday, right? 8 o'clock, right? All right. So what's the topic of the day? I'll tell you the topic. You want to join in at 8 o'clock. You hit us up on Zoom or hit us on the phone. We add you to Zoom, and then we go off on the topic. And then you can change the subject after the topic is the first topic said and done. Once we've milked the system, so to speak, of the subject, you can bring up the next one. But if we're in the middle of a subject, it's not gonna work if you
It's not
change.
business.
So like we started off with so-called family, we got through that.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the right moment, I brought up about schools with my son.
Mm-hmm.
Then when that was done, right before we ended it, I brought up my rules.
Yeah.
Now originally, so I'm gonna be set up when we agree on a time.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my life work around the time we chose. Okay. But if something comes up, like I said, as long as we get it done by Tuesday, you and I are good. You and I, on the other hand, if we don't get it done by 8 o'clock, it's more than likely not going to happen that Thursday, which is going to be problematic because we're going to release it on Friday. So that's going to be problematic. So you and I have to,
Yeah, we have to.
by 8 o'clock. Because of our family situation, it's almost guaranteed that's not going to happen if it doesn't happen. Now, as long as also for us though still, like we did last night, we get it in by this and give me editing time where I don't pass out again. I'll have the ability to upload it on Friday.
Okay.
The only thing that's going to end up pushing it is that we're going to be screwed because of the fact that if it's too late, I'm going to have to edit it on Friday
Yeah.
and get it up later than I expected on Friday, or have to edit it for Saturday. And people are like, okay, what day are we actually doing here? So I'm going to say we go for Friday for the editing or the upload. That's up to me. And I say also 10 a.m. for that as well.
Okay.
Because I figure 10 a.m., no one's really up between 10 and under. And those who are on their way to work, and they're going to be listening to Anchor, if they're going to listen to any. Because Anchor sends it out to multiple spots. Google, Cast, all the other casts, some of the other cast sites, Spotify. So they're going to be, if they're going to be listening, they're going to be listening there. So I can throw that up easy because it's only audio. I don't have to do any real editing to that.
Yeah.
And even the Anchor gives me the ability to add the underlying music of their choices, which is pretty good. If you listen to the Anchor ones, you'll hear the music underneath it. It's not bad music. Most of it's hip hop and beats because, I mean, that's just where we stand. And that's just the flow I believe the cast were going. So Anchor's easier. I can do Anchor right then and there because the audio, I don't have to do nothing to it but put it out.
Okay.
Add 2 sponsor spots. That's how it makes money on Anchor and all that. And add the music and send it out. Now, when it comes to the YouTube, it has to be edited. So there's a lot more to be done. So I need extra time for all videos. The other part is we have to look up subjects in our heads, even ones that might be controversial, like LGBT, that whole situation, Black Lives Matter, this bullshit about all lives matter. Many people don't understand, and I'm not even trying to be racist, but most of them are white people that don't understand Black Lives Matter. They think it's about blacks wanting to be above everyone else. And it's not. It's singling out the situation because the situation is being covered by all lives. When you single out an individual situation, it's because that's what's precedent. Not because whites don't matter, Chinese don't matter. Everybody matters, of course. But not a lot understand that. My own father told me, I didn't realize they had it that bad. Are you fucking kidding me? It's the mindset.
It's the value of
It's the ignorant mindset that I posted in one of my other videos, and I'll say it here on this one with you, because I don't think you said you haven't seen the video.
Right.
The thing is, I chalked it up to this. Yes, black people were oppressed and made into slaves. But now, it's being treated like you're just angry children. There's really nothing wrong, but it's like the angry child yelling, "Daddy, Daddy, he's hurting me." Come on, you can breathe. What are you talking about? It's been treated and diminished that way because they think they just want revenge. The argument here is it's not about revenge, it's about justice and equality. But everybody makes it sound like all these years it's been about revenge because you were oppressed, now you want revenge, not justice. And most of them don't want to give it. Like, how many people you know want to give up money? Give up rights. Because the more rights you have, the more you can be me. Then what am I worth to me? And that's the ignorant mindset. I don't want to give up what I've been holding on to. Because the second I let you in, I have to give it up. You're not giving it up though. You're sharing it. That's the ignorant factor. If I let him be president, I could be vice president. We can share the presidency. So why can't we share everything else? And that's the ignorant mindset. So stuff like that can come up. My father, he mentioned how Black Lives Matter was blocking the brick, not letting the white protesters come in. That were coming to defend the cops and speak up for the cops. But he didn't say Black Lives Matter. He said the blacks. And I was like, John, that's racist. He's still arguing it's not racist.
It is. It is irrelevant.
And I'm telling him, if you were gonna, even if it was all black people, it wasn't because they were black that they were there. It was because they were part of the Black Lives movement.
The blacks. He said the
Uh-huh.
blacks. Oh my gosh.
And I try to explain it to him, and he still doesn't want to see it. The fact that you mention race or color makes it racial to begin with. Because they weren't there because, you know, I'm a black guy, I like standing in front of bridges. No, I'm part of the Black Lives movement, and we're trying to stop them.
Okay, wait a minute.
For whatever reason, they were trying to stop them. I think it was, the fact is, they were, the white protesters were trying to interfere with Black Lives Matter.
Wait a minute. I love this conversation, man. Guess what?
I told you, put your diaper back on. Alright, so we'll end this part real quick. So I've been trying to explain this to him, and he's still in the 60s and the 50s white man mindset that it's okay to say black people are doing things. Black Lives Matter isn't all black. It's actually far from that.
He said the blacks.
And I try to explain it to him, like he made this one other statement that he will not walk to a crowd of blacks because all blacks hate white people. So he doesn't want a potential racial fight. And I'm like, you just caused one by making that statement.
Word.
He's
feeling that. If you don't feel it, it doesn't exist.
But wait, it gets worse. He'll walk through a crowd of whites because he knows they will not have any racial tension. And I'm like, you're just, that in itself, you're just showing how it's racial.
Yo, he is off the hook.
Because the tension you're having walking through the blacks, whites, Chinese, Mexican, are because you're walking through them and they think that's rude.
Off the
Not because, oh look, a white guy. No, some dude walking through my crew. Fuck is wrong with you?
I can't with that dude. I love that man, but I can't.
He supposedly dropped that one because your man here said, you better stop with that shit because you're making me angry. Because you're being racial. He's like, oh, okay. When I told him that shit,
Got out of here.
and I used him as a reference, he goes, what does he know? You know what that is? What that is childish.
Yeah.
That I want to win this argument so everybody else is stupid because I say it's Donald Trump mindset. Everybody else is stupid because I say they're stupid, so I'm the smartest. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. How can he not know more than you? It's a childish ignorance.
That's what he does. That's
I'm used to it, but I just want him to get it through his head. That's racial. Even if you're not intending it to be. He's worried about his intentions. And remember rule number 1, perception. It doesn't matter what you intend. It matters what it looks like. If I would say, you know, look at all those blacks over there. No, look at all those people over there.
okay.
Them being black doesn't mean that's why they're there.
For real.
That's the part he doesn't get. He can point out that they're black all he wants, but using that as a main reference is just asinine. That's not the point. Now, if there's a bunch of blacks over there with fucking spears and outfits on, and go, okay, look at those Africans dancing. Look at those blacks over there
You should look at the Africans
with the
dancing.
spears and stuff.
You know what I mean? To look at the Africans dancing.
Even still, like, we not.
What I'm saying is there's a point of how you can say things without it being racially intended,
Indeed.
unintentionally.
Indeed.
I didn't say look at those blacks over there with the spears. Look at the people over there with the spears dancing that are black. That's just pointing out an obvious fact. That's all that would be. But look at all those blacks over there with those spears.
Yeah,
Should I hide? No, look at them over there with the spears. If I see anybody with a fucking spear, I'm like, let me just stay at a spear distance.
All right, come on, run me around the corner.
All right, time to take the man for the date and keep safe. Whatever I want to add to it, I can put bananas and ice cream. But so I gave him and my son credit for being in it, and gave myself the credit due because I produced it and I'm the one that edited it.
Yes.
So when it comes to music, if we get music from the outskirts, whoever you get the music from, we'll give them the credit. And if they got a website or they've got a YouTube channel, or they got anything that I can add to the description, I'll put them in the description so the person says, you know what, I like that music or I like that editing, let me go to that person.
Yeah.
Not a problem. That's advertising and this could be potential work. So we're gonna do your record on a Tuesday and post it on a Wednesday. Okay, so essentially your views will be Wednesdays until you change it and until we change it to them. But when we change it, if it's necessary, we have to do a cast telling them we're changing it. It's not like I could just send out a letterhead to people, hey, by the way, Deb's gonna be douche and dashing.
Yeah.
So during one of these casts, if you're gonna change this to Thursday, Wednesday, or whatever, that's the day we're gonna record, then you need to go onto that cast with us and mention that you're changing your day. But you can be involved every day,
Absolutely.
all you want. But I know you're busy and you got things to do. So on your day, if it has to change, we just need to let them know and then change it. Not change it, then let them know. They need it. Everybody needs a heads up when it comes to this, not a follow-up.
So now
we got
Okay.
you set for Tuesday
Right.
to post on Wednesday. Now you need to pick a time as best suited for you, but it doesn't have to be a specific time. And what I mean by that is, as long as you let me know.
Open slide.
Yeah, it's open
Yeah.
solid because it's not being posted to Wednesday. So as long as I get it in for the day of Tuesday, enough time to edit it and put it where we got to do and post it on Wednesday, it technically don't matter even if it's midnight, essentially. Just enough time for me to edit and throw it up on Wednesday. Then we got to pick a time on Wednesday we want to put it up. Now that's a little bit difficult because some people may be watching during the day. Some people might watch in the afternoon. Some people may watch at night. So it could be a big option. Now see, here's the other part of this. There's two casts. Same cast, but there's two of them. There's one for YouTube, and there's the one I post on Anchor. I'm sure I spelled it wrong. Now Anchor is only podcast. It's meaning it's only audio.
Yeah, only audio podcast.
So that one I just post and let people run with it. YouTube, I'm gonna give them more setup of time when it's gonna be posted. So I'm gonna say, since we do it on Tuesday and we open on Wednesday, then I'd probably do it 10 a.m. and post at 10 a.m. That's not your time. That's the time I put it up. We'll think maybe 10 a.m. We'll put your cast up. If I can, depending on the editing. If I get it too late at night done, I may have to edit it at 10 a.m. when I wake up. Because I can premiere it, I can finish it on Tuesday, set it to be premiered at 10 a.m. on Wednesday and don't have to touch it. No one will have access to it until 10 a.m. They'll know it's there, but they can't touch it. So you just have to give me a runs about. I'll give you my phone number and hit me up with time if you want to do it. And it, like I said, it can change on Tuesdays because as long as I have it enough time to edit it. This is not set for anything but record. Now, with you, my friend, a little bit more complicated apparently. Thursday. So we'll do ours on Thursday time. This is not for them, this is for us and more me. 8 o'clock? Now I know it's gonna sound harsh, and I'm not trying to be harsh, but at the days and times it's set, we have to do it. Unfortunately, unless it's an emergency, like kids are hurt and dying, if you got a deal to deal with, Find a way to make that deal done before the time we need to get this over with.
Yes.
So by the end of Tuesday with you, because of the circumstances, it has to be 8 o'clock.
Yes.
We have whatever you have. I wanted the whole thing to be about my rules.
Yeah.
But I let him pick the topic since it was the first time he was able to make the show. So we worked on his topic, and then I filtered into the other topics I wanted to talk about. So he brought up one, and I brought up two. But this second one appeals to him and me, since both our kids go to school.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do the same thing. No, but I'm saying that's why the
Yeah.
topic was a universal between him and I,
Mhm.
because it's something we shared. This particular one wasn't universal.
Right.
It was my subject that he added to make better. Because like I said, I had 4 rules. I didn't think of making any more because those would matter most. Perception is everything. Anyone's capable of anything, and you don't have to prove your right to be right. Those 2 will set you through life. You don't need nothing else. But there's other things that add. Don't touch me. Keep your hands to yourself unless you want to get put in a box.
Right.
Then the other one was say with your chest, and that's true. And the other one was man up.
Yeah, man up.
Because his subject was more of, don't get mad at me for doing what you do to you. And I was like, you know what? Better off summing that up to manning up. And the other one is don't be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
So his was don't be a hypocrite, and
Man up.
Man up. And Jay's additive was say with your chest, which is essentially just when you say it, make sure I can hear you.
Yep.
You go, what? Say it like I can hear it.
Yeah.
Word.
You know what I mean? And he understands because I've been telling him his whole life. What? I heard him, but what? Say it
Speak
again.
the fuck up, nigga. Speak up.
He's like, what? What? No. I can't hear you.
Yo,
I can.
Antoine does that all the time. Yo, kid, what you want? What's up? Oh, nothing. I just want to. What? Speak that, dude. Y'all niggas is loud as hell. Through here all day.
For everything else.
For everything else. Now you want to come talk to me? You want to be like, man, speak the fuck up.
Alright, so before we get into more technically bashing people, because we're talking awfully unhappy about them and they're not gonna like it, let's get back to business. All right, so now today's meeting is primarily the setup, but we need to pick those days. Okay, now him and I can pick those days right now for when we're gonna actually do ours that you can join, but you need to pick one of these days where you have specifically for you. So it's up to you, my friend.
Probably work around Thursday. No, most likely Thursday or Tuesday. One of those days.
Well, you got to pick one because it has to be the day. I
Which one would be better?
Because
I would say personally Tuesday would.
Okay.
so Tuesday's for you.
All right.
The reason why I say it has to be more consistent, definite, because once they see you and they hear you, they may want to hear you and see you. So if you say, well, possibly Tuesday, they're like, then I guess I'll possibly be a subscriber.
Right.
I guess I'll possibly be listening because I don't know if he's going to be there. So on this day, we'll make the video and we'll release it on Wednesday. Because I'll take it, I'll do the editing, which essentially isn't changing the video so much as adding a title, adding the subscribe buttons, you know, when it says subscribe with me, adding music, which you can pick, as long as it's not copywritten. Now I have a list of sounds and music that you can choose from, but if you find one that's non-copywritten and give it to me when you hit it up, I'll put it underneath, and you could, well, you should join editing.
Wait, let's talk about that because, and this is gonna sound real funny when I say it, but trust me, y'all, this is a cool move. So, I got somebody that do music, and they work around hip hop and jazz, like that's what their forte is. But what I'm about to tell you might squeeze your mind a little bit. She's 12.
Oh wow. Wow, that's interesting.
This is my niece.
Oh yeah. Nice.
And she's got, so when I was telling her about it, I was like, what I really want to have is something, and she was like, organic. And I was like, sweetheart, that is absolutely the right word that I was looking for. Yes, perfect. Organic, yes. So when I was telling her that we're going to talk about it because I really would like to see what she has that we can use for background music, she was like, yay. She said, no problem, Uncle E, I'll help you. I said,
And
thank
we'll
you,
even
baby.
give her credit for it, too.
Yes, she's gonna get credit for it too. So when I walked away, she calls, see, Emily is her bestie, right? But she calls her Emalaya. Emalaya, I got my first gig.
And true, she does, because like when at the end of the videos, I put down the producer who's in it, special thanks, and who edited it. So like last night's video was him and I with the guest, my son, and I did the editing and the post with production. That was in the ending, and also I think I put the